Whoa, hey, before you get started with the reaction and the discussion for this episode, if you're only here on this channel for my Gintama reactions, now's your chance to actually get one of your other favorite shows into this rotation of reactions I have going on right now. Real quick, before, just so everyone knows, I'm coming close to finishing Haikyuu Season 4, which means I'll be completely caught up with the Haikyuu anime, and I want to, and this might be a bit ambitious of me, I want to add 2 new shows to the ongoing rotation. So the rotation will be Gintama, Death Parade, and then 2 shows after that. Mostly because, again, I'm going to be finishing Haikyuu Season 4 very soon, and Eden Zero, I have to wait a week in between episodes, so it's not really technically in the rotation. It's kind of exempt. It's every Sunday, basically. So it's the only show that's dedicated to a certain day. The rest of them I just cycle through as the weeks go by, and so. One of the shows I already am confirming, this is definitely something I'm going to watch, and that is Noragami. I don't know why, I just really want to watch Noragami. 2 seasons, I think there's some OVAs. I know nothing about the show. I tried watching it years ago, back when I was really new to anime, but I watched maybe 1 episode and stopped. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I've watched the opening for the 2nd season, and it is fucking amazing, and for some reason I just really feel like I have to watch Noragami. I don't know why. But after that, I am going to leave up the second replacement slot, or the second new show that I'm adding to the rotation, up to the people watching it, so that you can watch this channel for more than just Gintama if you're interested. I don't have a straw poll yet, but I'm planning on having a straw poll where you can vote for multiple things, because it's more of a case of... It's more of, not of a case of which anime should I watch next. It's more of a case of which of these animes should I watch next first. The list of animes on that poll, I'm all going to get to it eventually, and it's more of just a way to see what people want to see next, as opposed to what do people want to see, period. I'm really bad at explaining this. I've already got some shows that I want to put on that list. I'm looking particularly for like a less than 100 episode series, but more than 12 episodes. Noragami, in that case, it's 25 episodes, I believe, over 2 seasons, and then 2 OVAs. The shows that I have on the list I'm thinking of adding are Welcome to the NHK, Spice and Wolf, and Great Teacher Onizuka. And I have some other ideas of things I might want to put on the poll, but I want to leave two spaces on the poll for suggestions from you guys watching. I'm also interested in watching things like ReZero or Sket Dance. Those seem really interesting, but I'm going to keep those off the poll. Welcome to the NHK, Spice and Wolf, and Great Teacher Onizuka are the things that are definitely going on the poll. In the description, or in the comments rather, you can go write down what you personally want to see. Give it like a list of things you want to see or something, and the series that are like most popular among the commenters, I'll put into the straw poll, and I'll try and hopefully get that set up sooner rather than later, because I'm getting very close to finishing Haikyuu to the top. In the description below, if you haven't seen it, I have a Google document where I keep tabs on the rotation for the reactions of the different shows, which episodes I've recently recorded, and I also keep track of series that I already potentially want to see. There's a possible reaction section, confirmed reaction section, and I also have an upcoming upload section. Information that, if you're interested in, is there. I'll also link in the description my MyAnimeList profile. It's under a different username. You can cross-reference the list with what I'm reacting to that's on the channel, and the Google document. You can see it is me, even though it's a different username. And in there, before you suggest things, it probably might be a good idea to go through my completed my anime list, just to see what I'm watching, what I have on hold, what I've already completed, before you suggest things that I've already seen and get your heart broken. More so than you already would have if you were to check the list and find out that I've already seen your favorite show or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been talking way too long. This is probably a very long intro that has nothing to even do with these episodes. So before we get started with episodes 86 and 87 of Gintama, I'm really excited to get into it because of the cliffhanger in the last episode of what's going to be going on with Sogo. Something with Sogo going on. So it looks like it's going to be a Shinsengumi arc, which is really interesting, because he was dreaming about killing Hijikata a bunch of times, and then somebody, there's a guest We don't know who yet. At Shinsengumi HQ, super excited to see where this goes. And I wonder if it'll have anything to do with Sogo's dream. Now, that being said, if you enjoy Gintama and you want to see more of these videos, make sure to hit that like button. It helps me to know that you want more of these videos. And while you're at it, why not subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload in the future. It's free, and like I said, it'll help to prevent you from missing any uploads in the future. It also helps support me, you know, obviously. With that being said, as always, unless you're new here, links in the description below will take you to the full-length uncut reaction, where you will find the full-length uncut reaction. You can go there, watch reaction, come back to YouTube. God damn it, that was a fantastic episode. I'm in love with it so much, and I'm really tempted to just cut the discussion for this episode short because I really want to get into the next episode so bad. But I will keep off of that real quick. I just want to go back to the OP because, yep, there it is. There she is. I believe that's her. No, wait, no, that's wrong. I was wrong. They have a similar outfit, but in this quick shot, this quick succession of people after the hand grab, that's Hasegawa, and then there's like a family behind them. That's got to be Hasegawa's wife. I don't remember exactly what she looks like because she doesn't get very much screen time. That's got to be her. And then they've got... Wait a minute. So Sakamoto, then you've got Sunpo and Takazaki, and the back of a frizzy-haired, like grayish hair-colored Shinsengumi member. Don't know what that means yet, but I was wrong. She's not. Mitsuba isn't in the OP. Her outfit just looks slightly similar. It's mostly like the colors are kind of just barely similar. But other than that, this is a fantastic episode. I love we're finally getting more Sogo development because we haven't seen him for a while. And I said it in the episode, I'll say it again, I completely get why he doesn't like Hijikata anymore. I don't have the full context because we're probably... The joke will never end of Sogo trying to kill Hijikata because that's been a running joke since the start of the show. But now that we're finally getting answers as to why, I completely get it. The added depth to a simple like gag is masterful. Sorachi, you're a goddamn genius. Who would have thought that something as goofy as Sogo's constant attempts to try and murder, as not goofy as that sounds to say it out loud, Sogo trying to murder Hijikata, the fact that was a running gag, and they're adding depth to it. They're explaining why. It's so good. And I said it before, I'll say it again. If people unironically skipped whole like episodes just to get to the more serious stuff, I feel bad for you because this would not hit nearly as hard as if we didn't spend so much time with these characters in the comedy moments, getting to know them. I love that. You can learn a lot about characters through how they act during like comedy scenes. So, just goes to show you that Sorachi is a genius. And, I genuinely can't wait for the next episode because this is probably, in terms of storyline, it's definitely up there as one of the more more down-to-earth, grounded storylines. It's just, because there is, you know, the whole terrorist subplot in the background, but the main plot of this is just like the drama between a little boy who his only family in the world is his older sister, and all he wants is for her to be happy, but there's like an underlying almost selfishness to it where he got jealous because of somebody else stealing his older sister away. As much as he'd probably like to preach that he just wants his sister to be happy, the fact that he's so upset about Hijikata's very existence because he wasn't getting all of the attention anymore, sort of, it makes me feel like there's an underlying amount of selfishness within Sogo's sort of motivations, and I have no doubt that he loves his sister to the ends of the earth and just wants her to be happy, clearly because of what he was asking of Hijikata, and that is to hold off on arresting her fiancé because she could be gone very soon. And it kind of shows a maturity, even though I've been talking about how he's kind of immature and selfish with his whole relationship in regards to Hijikata, he's kind of got a maturity that at this point, and even though he'll probably like break down crying when she actually does maybe die in the next episode, it kind of shows a maturity that he is so willing to like cast away his pride and, you know, earnestly and honestly ask Hijikata, a guy who he has lots of bad blood with, and they have like this weird sort of bond despite the negative sort of relationship they have, to so honestly and earnestly put aside his pride and ask him to set aside his job for once for the sake of his sister, just because he knows, Sogo knows that she's not going to make it, and that he sort of accepted it. He's like, at this point, yes, she will die, I know it, I don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen, I've accepted it, I just want her to be happy before she goes. And so this is like much needed depth to Sogo. Like I appreciate Sogo as a character so much more now that we're getting all of this, and the main thing that I want to see in the next episode is why Hijikata. Why do you feel that way? Why would you say that to her? Why? And maybe it won't be fully explained. Maybe, I don't know how it's gonna go down, but either way, I'm really interested to see what Hijikata has to say for himself. I really want to see how this like the climax of these 2 episodes is gonna be, because this is based on the episode guide. The next episode is the end of this, which is surprising to me. I figured this would be at least 3 episodes or 4 episodes with the drama they're sort of building, and a lot of it having to maybe even have to be explained through flashbacks to the past of these characters. So, and I don't know. But before we get to the next episode, I gotta comment again. More family things. Of course, the big thing in Gintama, it's all about family. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and this is another interesting take Sorachi's got on you know, the ideas of family. God bless him. God bless Sorachi. He comes up with the wildest shit, some of the funniest things I've ever seen, and some of the most like, well-written emotional things. Nothing short of a genius. I hope he does make more manga after a break, of course. Because when did the last chapter of Gintama come out? Gintama started in 2003, ended in 2019. So at this point, he's been not doing much, as far as I know, not been doing much since 2020, or for 2 years now. He's how old now? I don't know. 42 years. Wow, really? He's only 42 years old. Surprised. He could, if he wanted to, work more on a new manga. I hope he does. Unless he's you know, if he could make a 77 volume long manga, and to my knowledge, based on how people regard the series online and stuff, it being not only getting consistently good over its lifetime, but getting better even as the series goes on. I can only think if Gorilla Sensei were to make a new series, he would absolutely kill it and get even better. I would hope so. But I'm getting way off track now. Let's get into episode 87. Well, like I was hoping, that episode was everything I wanted, and you know, it was even more so. It was a very beautiful episode. Absolutely, these last 2 episodes were one of my favorite mini arcs of the entire series. Didn't need to use the tissues. No tears actually flowed out of my eyes, but I got very close there a few times when Hijikata was backed up into a corner, really hurt. And when Mitsuba actually passed away, got very close. I could feel the tears welling up, but managed to keep the dams from breaching, so to speak, to prevent the waterworks. But man, if you're telling me the emotional moment's gonna get even better in Gintama, fuck, I might have to worry about that in the future. But this was an amazing episode, and it's really, there were hints that there was a great and strong bond / relationship with you know, between Sogo and Hijikata and Kondo, and it really drives home one of the main themes of Gintama is that family is of course more than blood. It's just the people that you feel the most comfortable with, and it's the people that you have a strong bond with. Those can be your real family, and even if it's dysfunctional, like those three, or even like Yorozuya, with Kagura, Gintoki, and Shinpachi, and I love Kondo put it so perfectly, is that we really found the worst friends. They're terrible friends, but they're friends nonetheless because they're just messed up. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Sword Art Online Abridged with Asuna and Kirito. They're dysfunctional, but they're both dysfunctional in the right ways, and they just work together. And that's just how I feel about a lot of the relationships in this series. It's just it's so beautiful, and I love this kind of depiction of relationships. It's not realistic per se. There's definitely some realism to it, but it's just the how they show that relationships can be different. To be fair, I don't watch a lot of Hallmark movies, but I've seen bits and pieces of them. My mom usually has them playing during the holidays on the TV. I don't really care for them, but from what I've seen and a lot of videos that are talking about it, usually from like Drew Gooden or fucking Danny Gonzalez, they seem very formulaic and they feature the same exact couples, even if you change their appearance or their job or the location. It's usually generally the same sort of thing. And what I like about it is that not only are these relationships in these families very different from what you would typically see, even the dysfunctional groups that I mentioned, how they're similar between Yorozuya and the Shinsengumi, how their dysfunctional relationships are kind of similar, but even then, I'm only saying they're similar in the fact that they're both dysfunctional. Like, the actual dynamics between the different members, and, the actual reasons they're all together, very, very, very different, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Because it just goes to show you just how different people are, and it's more than just surface level differences. There's, like, deep things within them that are that make clear differences in who they are, and, like, their character traits and whatever. And I think the best example of that is definitely just like of that idea that people that are inherently different from one each other would be Katsura, Shinsuke, and Gintoki, which is another group of dysfunctional people that have this weird bond, in that the three of them all came from the same place and go through the same hardship. Because they're different people, they're inherently different people, they all ended up in different places, and obviously probably also part of where they ended up after whatever it is that happened to them, because we still don't know yet. And I love Sorachi's writing. Sorachi, nothing short of a genius. I mentioned it before, I'll say it again. He's a god, that he's been able to take these characters that have just been basically, for the most part, just like comedy, just like, haha, look at these funny little things happening, and then just hit me with this, put them in such like a well-crafted emotional story that expands upon the characters we already know, while also exploring some certain things about them, you know what I mean? And that scene at the end with Hijikata on the rooftop, same thing with Gintoki there too. So reminiscent of Full Metal Alchemist. It's a terrible day for rain. It's so spicy that tears are rolling down my face. Yeah, it's definitely the spice. I'll tell you that. All right, it's definitely the spice that's getting you guys. That's the reason. No, I'm not crying. There's something in my eye. It's just the sun is in my eyes. It's just raining. That's why. Fuck, no! I just reminded myself of a joke from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World where he gets punched into the sky and falls back down on the trash, and he says, if I piss myself, will you tell everyone it's because it's the rain? It's not raining. But this isn't a joke. This is not funny. This is serious. But once again, of course, obviously Sorachi has to flex his writer's ability in his way to make the comedy and the dark and drama stuff like mix together so perfectly, where he can flow in between the two of them without like breaking my immersion or whatever and making me feel like uncomfortable or whatever. And you know what? I should clarify this now because I just remembered. Various times through at least this episode 87 that I can remember, I said I fucking hate this show because because it's making me feel feelings. That's just it's a joke. I genuinely love this show, and I love it even more when it's, you know, making me feel emotions. But that's just a funny little joke. I have weird jokes like that sometimes. I don't think I've used one of them in particular I'm thinking of before on these videos, but just like saying I fucking hate this when something's emotional is happening or something that makes me mad. That's just because that's usually an emotional reaction people have to things that aren't positive or like happy or whatever. You know, to be fair, I'm not like a psychologist or whatever, but that seems to be like one time I watched, because not a lot of people watch things with sad endings or like depressing endings or melancholic endings because they don't want it to end like that. As long as it's well written, I'm fine with it. But my mom, I watched Infinity War with her, and she didn't like the ending because it wasn't a happy ending where the heroes won. But I loved the ending because it worked so well. So it's sort of satire in a sense, where I'm like making fun of people that hate things just because they're not happy or whatever. And another joke that I sometimes do, specifically around one of my friends, is just call things that he likes outright bad. I know it sounds bad when I say it out loud, that I just like Kingdom Hearts. I'll just say Kingdom, and it's not even like huge things. It's just like Kingdom Hearts, more like shit game. And then he'll be like, no, it's not. It's just like this weird thing. I don't know if I'm a bully or whatever for doing that. I haven't done that in a long time though. But I used to think that was really funny. But I'm getting super off track. This was an amazing episode. I loved it. Before I go though, real quick, just want to remind you all in the comments below, leave suggestions for anime you want to see me react to in the description below. Make sure you can always check my anime list and my Google Doc, and both of those links will be in the description, probably in the pinned comment as well. I'll probably leave a too long didn't watch for the intro part, just in case. But make sure to go do that if you want to see me react to one of your other favorite shows. And with that all being said, like this video if you enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit notification bells as well, so you don't miss a single upload in the future. Thank you once again for watching. Peace.